we fucking go! You're listening to Bread and Circuses.
Was like the mob media, for one, is the entire world populated. Like everybody's on Twitter. Fucking the UK is on Twitter. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
unfortunately.
With Caleb Salvatore.
Well, they can't go to the comedy shows because there's a 2-drink minimum, and you can't mix the Percocet you've been stealing from work with liquor.
And Nick Kohler.
There literally be people in the fucking 80s that didn't know that nutting in a girl would make her pregnant.
No one's asked that question. What did those families do to provoke Alex Jones like that?
You know what'll solve all of these racial police protests? A Pepsi.
What the fuck is up, friends? Welcome to this week's episode of Bread and Circuses. I am one of your hosts, the infamous Caleb Salvatore.
and I am one of your hosts, the not infamous Nicholas Goldberg.
That, for the record, that is not a nickname I gave myself. I've been given that name by 2 other people, and I'm running with it now. You never give yourself a nickname, right? But someone else starts calling you
Kobe
that.
Bryant.
Actually, no, 3 people have started calling me that now. So I'm running with the infamous. I'm running with it. I think we should start with the thing that'll probably get us kicked off social media.
Fuck it.
Remington subpoenas report cards of 5 children killed in Sandy Hook shooting. So,
well, you know, if that, we were talking about this before we actually did this episode.
Remington's the company that manufactured the gun, just for clarity.
Because they're trying to fight a lawsuit that they are responsible for it, which is like fucking stupid. It's reaching, but it's.
I mean, at the end of the day, let's be real. I'm sorry that people lost their kids, supposedly.
Hey, you know what? The next time I see there's a fucking bus accident and some kids die in that, I'm gonna sue the fucking makers of the bus.
So the argument that they're making is that the way Remington marketed the gun is what led to the school shooting, which is ridiculous, right? Guns
don't even advertise.
No,
really.
When's the last time you've seen a gun ad? Seriously. And if you do, it's like a picture of the gun. That's it.
Yeah, they like advertise on like hunting magazines. That's it.
Yeah, and on gun websites.
I've never looked at a gun magazine and be like, damn man, I really want to go shoot up a school right now.
That should be like the case should seriously be you put it in front of a judge, show them the commercials. No one's shooting a school up in the commercials. No one's committing acts of violence. Perfect. Case closed.
It's the anti-gun people trying to just make a quick buck or
what it is. No, it's the families suing for wrongful death. They're suing Remington.
Yeah, so they're just trying to find somebody to point the finger at because the fucking guy that did it's fucking already done.
And he killed his mom, so they can't sue the family. So it's what can you do? So, but I mean, it's a frivolous lawsuit. It's ridiculous. But Remington has subpoenaed their attendance and like school record, like report cards
to make sure they actually existed.
Well, and they've also subpoenaed like several the teachers, like the staff members that were killed, their records as well. And I guess it's pretty standard like practice in any wrongful death suit to subpoena that kind of stuff because it like helps determine what the damages would be. But they're not wanting to give it up. They're saying it's an invasion of privacy.
So you know,
what if there are no records,
dude? What if it's true like that? What happens to Alex Jones, dude?
Oh, Alex Jones. Everyone knows Alex Jones an apology for a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, well, dude, the last thing these fucking people want is to give Alex Jones some vindication, dude.
Oh my god, he gets vindicated all the time. There's always they're always up to shit that he was warning you about.
When he's like fucking, when everybody used to make fun of him for talking about Hollywood being run by pedophiles and rapists, and then we get Harvey Weinstein getting charged.
Yeah.
And the whole gay frogs thing is true. Like,
dude, my theory on Alex Jones, I am so serious right now. Alex Jones has someone in the government that is leaking shit to him.
You think so?
Years and years and years before it comes out. So the public can already hear it and kind of, know. And when it comes out, it's kind of like a meh. So it like delegitimizes it when they're doing it, and then 10 years later you find out everything's true, and it's not as big of a deal as it would have been.
I don't know if it's one person, but I think Alex Jones. I always think that there's always the possibility with what Alex Jones is saying that there's a fucking drop of truth to it. You know what I mean? I think what Alex Jones says should be taken seriously. It's just the way that he says it make him sound like a fucking nut job. You know what I mean?
No, and that's exactly it. And that's almost what you wonder is if they've got him is if Alex Jones is like in on it. Like, is he the guy that they feed everything to? Because no one's going to take it seriously coming from like a raving lunatic.
He's the sacrificial lamb. He's the raving lunatic that gets to say shit. So everybody gets to be like, nah, he's saying it. It can't be right. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's exactly.
Or it's just like he says the craziest shit and like, you know, you fucking shoot 1,000,000 bullets. Chances are one of them is going to land on target. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So maybe it's just that. I'm not sure.
that may be it too, but
because he sometimes makes some pretty crazy accusations. I could accuse every single every single senator out there of being a fucking pedophile. You know what I mean? And how many? There's like 100 senators, so you know I got a fucking, you know, a little bit of a chance at 20 years from now that might be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for real. Like it's fucking crazy. Speaking of politicians, did you see the Biden mandate today?
No.
He had his big speech, which I mean, of course, he stumbled through like a fucking retard.
I ignore everything that Biden said. He's a fucking jackass.
Today, he issued a mandate that any company employing over 100 employees has to mandate the vaccine or fire the employees, or they'll be fined $14,000 per employee per day.
Oh man, all it's gonna take is these big rich tech companies to fight that in court for it to go away.
To fight that in court, I don't honestly.
Literally,
man,
these companies that have more money than the fucking U.S. government, like they're not gonna.
I have more money than the U.S. government. What are you talking about? I don't owe $20 trillion to anybody. I've got a higher net worth than the federal government. Like, but yeah, it's just insane. Like, I mean, you're talking. This shit's never going to go away, man. They said stuff was temporary for years. They said the income tax was temporary back in the 1900s, and it never goes away. When they do shit, if it doesn't get struck down in the Supreme Court, it never goes away. 9/11 was 20 years ago, and like 2 days from now, it'll be 20 years ago.
Yeah, we're out of Afghanistan. We can get rid of the Patriot Act now, right?
Yeah, fuck that. No, they're still listening to your phone. That's exactly what my point was. They're still grabbing your cock when you get on the airplane. You know what I mean? Like when the government takes an inch, they will never, ever, ever give it back. And this COVID shit's the same way.
Which is what people were saying from the beginning, where you're like,
I said that from day one.
Be careful about signing shit into laws, man, because they don't ever go away unless you like fight a civil war or something.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's like when the CDC issued the eviction moratorium, right? We can say whatever about the eviction moratorium. You can agree with it. You can disagree with it. We should all be able to agree that real estate law has nothing to do with the CDC, right? Like that's nothing to do with them. I mean, it was struck down immediately by the Supreme Court, but it's like the fact that they even had the balls to try that should be concerning. My issue here, man, I've never voted Republican. Okay, well, so I voted for certain candidates, but never like a hard line. Joe Biden has been such a disaster. I will vote straight ticket Republican for the next 4 years just to get that cocksucking retard out of office. I am so tired of this shit, dude. He is the worst president of my lifetime, and he has only been president for 7-8 months.
He reminds me a lot of Jimmy Carter. Like Jimmy Carter came in as like a response to like what he came in after Reagan or something.
Reagan's the one that mopped the floor with him.
So yeah, whoever the fucking Republicans running against Biden, like, dude, the economy, like the gas prices are super high. Like, regardless of whatever you think about Afghanistan, it's been propagated to fuck that the Biden administration fucked that up super bad. Like the corona stuff hasn't gotten any better than with Trump when the Republicans will lean on that.
It's worse.
Dude, yeah, they're fucked. They're fucked at 24, man.
He went even further, dude. He said that if any governors try to stand in the way of him enforcing these rules, he will, and I quote, use his presidential powers to get them out of his way. He basically threatening to send U.S. Marshals to arrest governors. Like, does he want a civil war?
If he tries that, dude, here's my thing, man. Like, I'm so glad that people held Trump to the fucking like the level that they did.
But they won't do it with Biden.
They won't do it for they should do it for fucking every president, man. The fucking Congress and some Senate should be waving around these fucking the fucking impeachment paperwork just like every time he farts, just like they did with Trump, man.
Yep.
They should be trying to impeach him right now.
Exactly. That's exactly what they should
be doing it. And the fact that they aren't just shows that, I agree with Churchill, man. The biggest argument against democracy is a 20-minute conversation with the average voter.
Well, fortunately, we're not in a democracy anymore. Joe Biden can just do whatever the fuck he wants. He's declared himself king at this point.
Well, he got voted in, man.
Well,
it's that Star Wars quote. It's like this is how democracy dies.
Yeah.
Glorious applause.
What's crazy, man, is Joe Biden is everything they said Trump would be in his first 8 months. I mean, the guy is a fascist. He's taken rights away, civil liberties away left and right. And that's the thing, man, is though.
Like what?
What's that? Well, I mean, this
like
right
what?
here.
I'm just curious.
This right here, they've pushed for further, they're partnering up with Apple to spy on your cell phone, your pictures, have them send your pictures and stuff like that. They've tried the gun control. By the way, David Shipman, they withdrew his nomination. The Waco war criminal is no longer going to lead the ATF, so that's a plus.
That's good.
I mean,
the guy that took the pictures with the fucking remains, it's like burnt remains, the children and shit.
I mean, it's like for the people, yeah, exactly. But for the people that screamed and called everyone right of Stalin a fascist for the last 4 years, this is by definition. Here, I got the definition of fascism right here. Fascism: system of government marked by centralization of authority under a dictator, a capitalist economy subject to stringent government controls, violent suppression of opposition, and typically a policy of belligerent nationalism and racism. We're missing the nationalism and racism, but the first four.
Yeah, that makes it okay.
Out. Yeah,
that makes it okay.
The first strong
central government is okay if it's against the majority race in power.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. Okay. Well, I mean, we're not at the racist part yet. Depending on who you ask, there are some people that'll say we are, but I don't think we are. But I mean,
I don't think we are either.
No,
I don't think we ever will be.
No, I don't think race is going to be an issue. I think it's going to be an us versus them thing. You know what I mean?
It's funny. It's like I swear, dude,
politics.
I swear the race card gets pushed into shit from like into narratives to like separate people.
That's exactly what it is.
So they don't realize that everybody's getting fucked.
It's people don't realize it's not black versus white, dude. It's not Mexican versus Asian. It's none of that. It's like it's you against the state. You know, It's not rich versus poor. The state is the
state are just the ones in charge, because I think in America, I think that the big corporations have more power than the government because they give the government money to do their fucking will.
The big corporations,
just because all the corporations have different goals doesn't mean that they're not the ones pulling the string. You know what I mean?
The big corporations are the ones that'll lobby for these laws, but the government's the one that can show up and shoot you if you don't follow them. So, I mean, you think the corporations can do that? You know what I mean? They can make you disappear, dude. They can make you disappear. The dude that was working on the COVID shot, the first one, the Asian guy, the one that
was in China though, wasn't it?
No, it was in the U.S. It was.
Wasn't he in the U.S.?
He might have been from China, but he got shot.
What that guy was the Chinese spy organization or whatever the fuck they are probably came and assassinated.
Somebody did, because it was another Asian guy that showed up at his house and shot him and then killed himself 2 blocks down the road.
It was probably I don't know what the Chinese version of the CIA or KGB is. I'm sure they have something, but I'm sure it was that.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, so it's just like it's ridiculous. Corporations truly do run the country. And maybe there'll be like a silver lining from this. Maybe enough people will quit, and corporations won't be able to employ enough people, and there'll be more small businesses.
That'd be the fucking day.
But honestly, you want my honest opinion on what'll happen? I think the Supreme Court strikes this down faster than a fucking Ronda Rousey fight in 2015.
I think so too, man. A lot of people I think that's one thing that most people forget that don't know shit about American politics. Is how much power the Supreme Court has. So it makes the fucking sensationalist headlines when some ridiculous shit comes up in the government, right?
Yeah.
But there's a reason why the Supreme Court is there. is because that it makes the news when like that shit gets brought up.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? That shit almost all the time gets squashed by the Supreme Court, because like most of the Supreme Court justices are like pretty like rational people. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not gonna go anywhere. You know, it's like when fucking like those like headlines will pop up from some like Yahoo or some shit that like only idiots fucking take seriously, where it'll be like new studies suggest that coffee causes fucking hemorrhoids or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And it's like they don't understand stuff of like the causality shit, or the I'm drawing a blank on that fucking science term, like the causation and fucking
correlation.
Yeah, correlation isn't causation shit. And like you actually read through the article and it just says, yes, fucking flowers are correlated with bees, so therefore bees are fucking born from flowers. Like,
yes, I saw a good example of that when people were. It was most Hell's Angels owned big wheels growing up. That doesn't mean owning a big wheel is going to make you join a motorcycle gang. Like that's.
Yeah, right. Almost all fucking white supremacists own a cell phone. Yeah. Does that mean owning a cell phone makes you racist?
Hey,
New research suggests.
Don't give people any fucking opinion. Dude, I hate that shit. I remember a couple years ago, this poll came out and it was like 27% of Americans think Judge Judy is on the Supreme Court. And I was like, what? There's no, like, I know there's some idiots in this country, but there's no way 27% of the population. So I clicked on it, and the survey asked people, of these 10 people or of these 20 people, name the 9 you believe are on the Supreme Court. And it was just Judge Judy's name. Like, it was Judith so-and-so, right? It didn't say Judge Judy. Like, they didn't call people and be like, so do you think Judge Judy is a Supreme Court justice? Like,
yeah, you're a fan of the Supreme Court? Name all their albums.
What it did, yeah, right? What it did was list 20 justices or whatever off, and you had to pick 9 of them. You couldn't say, I don't know. That wasn't an option.
Yeah, so I
wouldn't be able to name all 9
Court.
of them. Yeah, what's to stop me from clicking the name Judith? You know what I mean?
I know like it's 4 of them, maybe. Like, I don't know.
I know
with all their names in front of me. I don't know all of them. Dude.
Clarence Thomas.
Gorsuch,
let me see if we can. Gorsuch.
Kavanaugh.
What's her? Amy Coney Barrett. But that's just because they've all been in the last couple years.
Yeah.
What's her?
There's a reason.
Sonia Sotomayor.
Sotomayor. Yeah, that's true. There's like a Hispanic one in there, isn't there?
That was her.
No, there's a male Hispanic one, isn't there?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Is there one named Kennedy?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I said, though, like there's a reason why the Supreme Court justices aren't in the news all the time, is because they're not fucking dickheads.
They don't do crazy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like fucking congressmen that go and fuck underage Filipino girls. You know what I mean? Like,
that was happening. There's that Matt Gaetz guy or whatever in Florida. He's like,
was Anthony Boner's dumbass a fucking...
Weiner, Anthony Weiner.
Anthony Weiner, yeah.
He was a pedophile. Yeah.
Was he a congressman? What the fuck was he?
Yeah, he was a congressman, and his last name was Weiner.
Yeah.
Like what a ridiculous, like that headline. You imagine being a journalist at that time. Like, really? Like, you've given me so much to work with.
I remember the Daily Show. That was back when Jon Stewart was still running it with it. Or was still the host of it, dude. They were having such a fucking great time.
Oh, I'm sure.
With fucking Anthony Weiner, dude.
What a perfect name to do something like. And he was like, it wasn't just one time. It was like 2 or 3 times, from what I understand. And I think they progressively got younger. And it was like, I think the guy was like an addict to sexting. I think he had a serious problem.
I'm addicted to sexting underage girls. It's okay though, because I'm going to therapy for it.
I am going to therapy. Like,
I'm working on it.
Celebrities act like rehab and therapy is just like going to wipe away all the horrible things they've done. Like, that's what I love. Like, it's not like Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato is the most obnoxious human being on this earth. You know,
think she's the most obnoxious?
Dude, she's in the top 5. If she's
pretty fucking obnoxious. I'll give you that.
I was so pissed when fucking DMX died And her reaction wasn't, I'm sorry, prayers out to DMX and his family, blah, blah, blah. No, it was, that could have been me. Like, yeah, and most of us wish it was you.
Oh God, dude! Who was the other dickhead that died when DMX died? Like the King of England or something died.
No, there's no King of England. Was it one of the? It wasn't Frank Garrett. Frank Garrett's still alive.
Wasn't it the fucking Queen of England's husband? Like,
oh yeah, Prince Philip.
That ghoul's name.
Prince Philip, yeah, Prince. Because somebody tweeted, that's weird. I've always thought of Prince Philip as England's DMX.
Kind of, I guess. He's I'm sorry. I didn't think somebody finally went into his fucking quarters and put a stake through his coffin, dude.
What's so weird is they just love the royal family over there, and I can't comprehend it. Maybe it's just a cultural thing, and I never will.
I think it is a cultural thing. I think it's like the U.S. equivalent of like people
school
liking
shootings?
the fucking Kardashians.
Yeah.
No, because I don't think school shootings are necessarily.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, you want to see some school shootings? Let's go fucking over to the Middle East. Let's go look at some school shootings, dude. Let's go look at the fucking Horn of Africa, dude. I was there when a college got shot up and like 400 people died instead of just 12. You know what I mean? That's rookie numbers.
They just it was probably like a group of terrorists, right? Yeah, it wasn't some whack job that went in with a shotgun and started, because he failed.
Yeah, it was a bunch of whack job Somalis.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's all people want to scream, "Oh, mentally ill terrorist, dude." If you anyone that walks into a school full of people and blows them away, or a mall or whatever, whether they use a gun, a knife, a bomb, doesn't matter, man. And I don't care if their reason was Allahu Akbar or waffles. They're fucking nuts.
Or waffles.
That's a mentally disturbed person, okay? Everyone that does it's mentally ill. We get it. Anyone, regardless of color, regardless of reasoning, if you set out with a goal to massacre a bunch of people, you're mentally ill. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a terrorist, because if your reason, terrorism is very specific. It's got to be to advance a political or religious ideology, right? So if your reasoning was waffles, you're not a terrorist. If your reasoning was Allahu Akbar, I hate the Jews, anything like that, then you're a terrorist. It's not a tough line to draw. It's not like we fucking argue over these ridiculous semantics, and it's like, dude, they're all crazy.
Even terrorist is like a really gray term, because it's like, by that definition, the fucking CIA would be a terrorist organization.
I wouldn't argue with you on that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this fancy fucking word that the U.S. government came up with.
The U.S. government is a terrorist organization.
Yeah, the DOD came up with it to basically label anybody that they wanted to go after. Fucking terrorists.
We are. I mean, if you look at the textbook definition of terrorism, which is violence to advance a political or religious ideology, we do that all the fucking time. Sometimes, yeah, we
the BLM organization would be a terrorist cell by that fucking definition. You know what I mean? It's like
we're getting kicked off YouTube now,
right?
But no,
literally the fucking insurgency that created the fucking state of Israel would be a terrorist organization, dude.
You're gonna go down that road, because I'm not gonna disagree with you on any of that shit.
We're getting kicked off YouTube, dude. It's the getting kicked off YouTube episode.
Getting kicked off YouTube episode. But no, I mean, it's like, the thing is, like, how many times have we just blown up like entire villages in the Middle East, and none of those people had any? We just recently did it. They were bragging about how they took out like 5 high-ranking members of ISIS, and then it was just 5 ISIS members, and then it was just 1 ISIS member, and then it was, oh no, we actually killed 8 kids and a former translator that worked with the US. We didn't kill any terrorists. We're the terrorists. The United States government is a terrorist organization. There's no way around it. When you blow people up to advance your political or religious cause, you are a terrorist. The United States government is terrorist.
And probably like every strong government fucking could be labeled as that.
China, Russia, UK, they're all fucking terrorists. India,
dude.
They're all terrorists, man. Like, every government in the world is a terrorist.
Every government has
a terrorist group.
They all have dissidents, so it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's the nasty reality, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's that. If you don't get anything else from it, the U.S. government's a terrorist organization. I'll stand on it. I'll die on it. They're probably shooting.
Alex Jones. A bunch of terrorists in the congressman.
Run by a bunch of criminals. Do you feel like he tries too hard now to just be outrageous.
Dude, you know, I've watched his old shit.
Yeah, he used to freak out, but not like he does now.
I remember fucking 10 years ago knowing about Alex Jones as the meme scream guy.
He was like,
he's always been like that.
Yeah, exactly. 10 years ago, I used to watch him in high school and middle school because it was funny. He was like funny. He was a niche meme. He wasn't this controversial political figure.
Remember when he'd be yelling about Obama and shit like, yeah, wicked man,
you devil! Ah! It was funny. Nobody took it seriously. I mean, there were some people that did, but I don't feel like when the Trump election came. So in my opinion on the Alex Jones thing, I don't think he is this powerful political figure, or he wasn't until 2016. And I feel like the mainstream media elevated him to that position because they were so desperate to tie down. They're like, okay, because they wanted to stop Trump.
Have to blame us sucking on something. It can't be us.
Well, I mean,
it's got to be something else.
It was no secret the mainstream media didn't like Donald Trump, right? So what they did was they went down a list of people. They said, who's the craziest motherfucker this guy sat down with in the last 4 years and done an interview with? Alex Jones. Perfect. We're going to act like Alex Jones is the head of this whole movement, right? And Alex Jones, I mean, he does well for himself financially and with his reach and shit like that. But Alex Jones is not swaying an election. 95% of that guy's voters were going to vote for Trump either way. You know what I mean?
You know what I think why the MSM went after Trump is because he did that thing where he went to the fucking Hillary rallies and he like exposed all the dumbass fucking left-wing voters that were like at the Hillary rallies and shit.
Yeah.
And they dude, that was such fucking fuel for the Trump campaign, man. They're like, literally, dude, those fucking pictures of like those left-wing guys, like the fucking long-haired glasses wearing Fruit Loops that were fucking at those rallies are literally like living fucking memes now because of like just the face of the fucking dumbass left-wing voter that has no idea about anything.
Well, you know what I mean? and they did. And I think that because you see like the pictures of the people like on their knees screaming from when Trump got elected and shit like that. I think that does play a part in American politics, man. I think that's influential. They point at that and they're like, look at how fucking crazy these people are. Do you really want these just unstable people running the country? Yeah. You know, and the average voter is like, no. And how can you fucking blame them? Dude,
the average
nuts.
person is John fucking Everyman that works at the fucking bowling alley. You know what I mean?
At the hardware store. Yeah, exactly. And you're like, no, I don't want those people running. But yeah, I mean, it's like you said earlier, though, to circle back to quote Joe Biden's press ginger bitch. No, I really do think they're going to get the floor mopped with them in 2024. Like I
hope
bad.
So. I think it would be good. It like I said, it just irritates the fuck out of me that they don't hold Biden to the same standard as they held Trump.
No,
because I'm all for fucking dumping on the federal government.
So am I.
Mean? But they only do it when they're fucking being racist. Apparently, like
when
you can commit all sorts of other atrocities, but as long as you're not saying mean things about minorities,
war crimes, civil rights violations, shit like that, perfectly fine. But
I'm kind of like, I'm not that fucking like brain, like influenced by current narratives where I like completely blame everything happening in Afghanistan on Biden.
No, it's not
because I knew that shit was gonna happen, man. Dude, everybody knew that shit was gonna happen. And I honestly commend Biden for getting the fucking troops.
So do I. I don't have any issue with that.
People show me all this poor shit happening in Afghanistan. I'm like, dude, these fucking conservative white people give a shit more about these fucking Afghani people than they do about the impoverished black people that live in the deep south. You know what I mean? I'm like,
for real.
You care more about these fucking Afghani people that don't know the difference between a fucking female vagina and a man's ass, and you don't even give a shit about your own countrymen. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like,
here's the thing. What you got to realize is they don't actually care about the Afghani people. They care.
No, they just want to shit on Biden.
It's a chance to dunk on Joe Biden. That's what it is. That's why they care or pretend to care about it. It's the same thing with liberals and black people, with white liberals. They don't fucking care. They don't give a shit really about black people. But if there's a Republican in office, something bad happens to a black guy, it's a chance to dunk on that guy. It's the same fucking thing. It's this hyper partisan bullshit. Nobody actually cares about anyone but themselves and winning and beating the other team. That's all that matters. With these smooth brain cocksuckers that fucking pull the strings.
That fucking vote, man.
That's the problem.
It's the same people. It's the same people that fucking vote.
We discouraged voting on this podcast multiple times.
Yes,
Do
I
not
don't vote.
No.
For the record, I don't vote, and neither should you, because you're a fucking idiot.
I do vote. I go and I write my friends' names in, and then I vote against all the new taxes.
That's
I
even
vote against
better,
all the
dude.
new taxes. You want playground equipment for your school and you didn't get it? Guess what? I'm the reason.
Too
I
bad,
voted
bitch.
no.
Go out there and build it yourself.
Yeah, I'm the one who voted no for that. Piece of shit. Fuck you. Why does playground equipment cost $1.5 million, Millard Public Schools? What the hell's the matter
my
with
fucking
you?
school, when they got new playground equipment, we were out there selling fucking jump ropes and
Yeah.
shit.
Where did that shit? Yeah, exactly. Why? Where did that shit go? No, that's a good point, man. Where does fucking bake sales go? How come every time they want to build some shit in a school, I, who don't even have children, have to pay for that shit? What the fuck is up with that? Where did the bake sales and the fundraisers? Yeah, where's the Hoops for Heart shit at?
I want to buy some fucking cookie dough, damn it.
Yeah, go harass your neighbors. If they want to pay for it, they'll pay for it. That's the way shit should get built for these fucking schools. I shouldn't have to pay for that. I don't have a kid in the school, but somehow I still got to foot the bill for it. It's bullshit. Fuck that. There's my rant for the day on the schools. Fuck them kids.
Fuck schools. Everybody should just be a fucking peasant, farming, and fucking raising my soybeans.
That's right. Homeschool your kids. There you go. So that
Don't
way
even
they can all work.
your kids. They need to be working in the sawmills, making fucking paper for newspapers, so I can light my grill.
That's right. They can all work for Chick-fil-A.
I don't even read the newspaper. I just needed to light my fucking fireplace.
That's how us centrists are, man. We just want to grill. That's all we want to do is grill. Just leave us the fuck alone. Here's the problem, man. There's a lot of us. There are a lot of people out there, myself included. We just want to be left the fuck alone so we can grill. And right now, you're fucking with my grilling, bitch. Like that's
you're fucking with my grilling.
Yeah.
You're fucking with my shows.
Yeah.
You're taking my fucking favorite actors
you're
off
fucking,
TV.
You're fucking with my grilling.
I don't give a shit if they saying some bad shit about Pakistan. I just want them to act.
Politics into my football games. Like, what the fuck's the matter? Speaking of which,
got Papa John's off my favorite pizza box because he said the N-word. I don't even say the N-word.
If Papa John's is your favorite pizza, you should kill yourself.
No, I fucking love Papa John's, man.
Speaking of grilling, I found, and I'm not even gonna say the name of it because I can't remember. I was looking for tips on how to grill a specific cut of steak the other day, and I looked it up on YouTube. And I found, you know how like small businesses will create like YouTube channels and they'll teach you how to use the products and stuff just for free, so you know what you're doing.
Like
you do like tutorials. Yeah. Well, there is a company that sells grills that has done this. And they have the same guy do it. And for whatever reason, the internet has decided to just roast him and spam his videos with negative. They had to shut commenting off because people were telling him to kill himself and shit.
That's the internet for you.
Yeah.
I don't know why people take it seriously when some random jerk off in Cleveland tells you to kill yourself.
Well, I think it's like a 4chan thing because like they come after him in droves. It's like this guy.
It might not even be a ton. It might be like a Twitter thing, man. 4chan doesn't really have a whole lot of power anymore, dude.
Well, it's this poor guy just trying to teach people how to grill, and he's just getting told to kill himself. Like, all he wants to do is help you.
I'm like, dude, you got some guy with a fucking anime profile picture telling you that you should kill yourself. Like, who the fuck cares, man? That's
my thing, dude. Is like when people, like, the majority of the time I get nasty, hateful comments, like on Twitter or whatever. It's some fucking idiot with either an anime profile picture or like none. Like there's no profile. I'm like, are you even a human? Are you a fucking
in his
bot?
fucking truck with his sunglasses and Bush Light hat on and fucking just like.
Are you a fucking bot? Like what the hell? Like I don't even like. There's no sense in interacting with those people because even if you dunk on them, nobody's gonna see it. Who gives a shit?
And they will refuse. They just refuse to do anything other than like, you know, they're fucking dumb. I remember one time on this Facebook group, I had this Greek guy like trying to fucking make fun of me and telling me that shit. I just kept fucking making fun of him for not having running water. Like every time he'd say some shit, I'd be like, "No indoor plumbing, dude." They'd be like, He'd be like, "You fucking ugly as fuck," and I'd be like, "Oh man, I'm just too busy drinking some water from my tap." Dude. And I just said that like fucking 10 times to him, man. It's like, who the fuck cares what third world country fucks say? Bro?
Right.
I can flush my toilet. You have to go shit outside like a fucking cow, dude. Like,
well, it's like you know who Louis J. Gomez is, right? From Legion of Skanks. Yep. There was this guy that was calling him on Twitter a hack comic, right? And somebody replied to him and they're like, how is Louis a hack comic? And they repeat one joke that he said. And Louis is like on Legion of Skanks, he's like, I'm trying to figure out where I said that. So I looked back and so Louis Gomez, he has like 5 podcasts, right? And that's basically how he makes his living. And he does stand up on the side now. But he's like, I look back and I said it an hour and 56 minutes deep into a show called Real Ass Podcast, into my Real Ass Podcast show. He goes, so this guy listened to my 3rd most popular podcast an hour and 56 minutes deep into it. He's like, dude, you don't hate me. You're a fan. Like, you're a super fan. Like, well, there's like journalists, and we'll put the air quotes around that, that'll listen to like 7-year-old Joe Rogan videos and try to find a 30-second clip they can take out of context to try to cancel him with. Like, what?
Yeah, who fucking cares about that? But it's journalism has gotten to the point where I hear somebody's getting a journalism degree at college. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're gonna be useless.
You might as well shred it. Yeah,
yeah.
True. There are a few good journalists.
You're the lowest of the low.
There are a few, and I'm not talking like your local newspaper report. I'm not shitting on them. I'm talking like nationally. Glenn Greenwald's a really good journalist. He's very fair. He's unbiased. He does what you're supposed to do.
I love Tim Pool personally.
Tim Pool's good
Pool's
too.
One of my favorite journalists ever, dude.
Tim Pool's really good.
He's had a very
Alex
good
Jones.
track record. Alex Jones.
But no, Tim Pool's really good. But Glenn Greenwald, the guy had to flee the country because the U.S. government wants to whack him for doing the Snowden interview. That's a real fucking journalist, right? You know, like that.
It's funny they can't whack Joe Rogan for having Snowden on. Like, they can't do it.
No,
they'll fucking know. Everybody will know, dude.
If they whack Joe Rogan, well, I mean, he got COVID, right? And he got the horse medicine.
The horse medicine,
dude. It's so.
Yeah, I know, dude. He's suing CNN.
He should.
Yeah,
it's fucking stupid, dude. Horse, like, so my dog takes levothyroxine for her thyroid issues, right?
And I take it too.
You take it too. You don't take dog medicine. He got it. Something tells me that a guy who's worth $500 million with the access to the best healthcare in the world didn't go to a feedlot store and buy horse deworming cream off the shelf. Something tells me a doctor prescribed it. Yeah,
he got the same shit as Trump. Like,
yeah, something tells me a doctor prescribed it to him. Do you know though why they're so hard? They come out so hard against these treatments. Why they tell you it doesn't work and shit.
I remember Joe Rogan was talking about it, where he said that it makes it to where they can't argue against the mandated vaccines.
You can't mandate a vaccine, and you can't give an emergency approval of a vaccine if there's a treatment that's proven to reduce the side effects and mortality rate. Yep. You can't do it. So that's why they're so hard against this shit. Like the ivermectin, clearly Joe Rogan did not use horse paste. Ivermectin's a drug that's prescribed to humans. It's prescribed to humans. As an antiviral. It won a fucking Nobel Prize.
It's really sad. It's really sad that needs to be clarified too.
Yeah,
like
people
are such fucking just feed animals, dude.
They are. They need to be on ivermectin. I take gabapentin, right? It's actually an anti-seizure medicine, but there's a lot of off-label uses for it. I use it to treat OCD, right? That's what they give it to me for. And my dog took gabapentin after her surgery. I'm not taking dog medicine. In fact, my pills look nothing like the pills they gave her.
They give fucking antibiotics, the same antibiotics to animals that they give to people.
Yeah. There's like a couple drugs. You can't give your dog like ibuprofen. It'll kill it on the spot. Don't do that. But
you can't put Rogaine on a cat, or otherwise it'll kill it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you put who figured that out?
I think it's more of something of like, oh, if you leave like your Rogaine fucking on the counter and it's got a little cream on it, and like if a cat comes and rubs against it, it will fucking die, dude.
Yeah, well, like lilies
too. Yeah.
Garlic's worse than chocolate.
If you have it on your hands, like you rubbed it on your fucking face or your head or whatever, and like, so a lot of people some people use Rogaine to stimulate facial hair growth.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, if you have it on your hands, you don't wash it off good enough, and you go and pet your cat, like, dude, you'll straight kill your cat.
Yeah. Well, it's garlic is terrible for dogs. Like
So
if you drink
aren't grapes like terrible for dogs?
grapes
too.
too, onions aren't as bad, but like garlic is like a clove of garlic, like the size of like a nickel. That'll kill a dog that's 50 pounds.
Wow, dude.
50-pound dog, that'll kill it. Like garlic is
Everybody
garlic
knows
is
about
everything they say
with
chocolate
dogs
is.
too. Yeah.
Chocolate's not. So like if your dog eats a Reese's peanut butter cup, it's probably gonna be fine. It might throw it
It's
up.
like if it gets a whole thing of baking chocolate that you threw out in the trash.
Dark chocolate. A
Wow,
lot of the
really?
American chocolate isn't like chocolate. It doesn't have enough cocoa or whatever in it. It's more so shit in Europe, but dark chocolate will do it. Yeah, like you said, the baking chocolate. Like I had a dog when I was a kid that ate my entire Easter basket, and she was fine. So like, you know.
Yeah, I had a dog that ate an entire thing of Halloween candy one time too. And
they might throw it up. They might have the shit, but
that's what she did. She just threw up. Yeah, she was fucking fine.
See, my dog is like obsessed with like these like dental bones. Like
the rawhide bones.
No, they're like bones. They look like churros. And,
yeah.
And they're like for their teeth.
Looking at like she was gonna like it owed her money.
yeah, that's exactly like she was a mafioso. But yeah, like they'll eat. Like she just loves these fucking things, and every now and then she'll just inhale it and just throw it right back up, and it's the most disgusting thing.
Ew, that sounds gross.
She did that a couple months ago when I was leaving to get my hair cut, and Mia calls me from the living room. She's like, Megan just threw up her bone again. I'm like, I'm already there. I hadn't even left. I was like, you're gonna have to get it yourself.
Megan.
Megan's nuts, man. I love that dog though. She is so fucking.
She's laying on your feet right now?
No, she's outside in the hallway. She's sitting outside. She didn't want to come in with me, but
poor doggy.
No, she's more than fine.
Did I ever tell you about how my cat Misty got attacked by a fucking dog?
No.
My one cat thinks she's like a bad bitch, dude. Like she's like the equivalent of like the white girl that grew up in fucking West Omaha that thinks she's badass.
Yeah. And
then she goes to school, she like fucking goes to a college in like fucking Kansas City or something, gets her ass whooped by some fucking poor kid. Yeah, you know what I mean? Some poor there that's like fucking fights people for peanut butter and shit.
The pores. Yeah.
So she's like the cat equivalent of that, right?
Yeah.
So she got outside because one of the ladies that like helps out like my kid's great grandma left the door open, probably like bringing groceries or some shit, like whatever, right? That cat got out, and oh man, she should not be a fucking street cat, because she got fucking fucked up by some dog. I think it was a dog. She had like, it looked like a dog chomped her on her ass. Yeah. Like as it was like trying to escape. Yeah, like Misty got kind of fucked up from this, man. Like she was missing a bunch of fur on her back and shit. She's doing okay now though, but she's pretty down for the count for like all summer because I can imagine.
Holy shit!
I thought we were really sure. It's true what they say about cats with 9 lives, but she definitely used like 2 of them.
2 of them that night, right?
And then the subsequent like not getting infected and shit like that, because it was like a pierce on her stomach. It's pretty bad. She's okay now. Cats are like a weed, dude. Like you cannot fucking get rid of them.
They don't fucking go away. No, for real.
Let's fucking pull them.
Before we get going, we got to talk about our the 9/11 show I got coming up with the comments we've gotten.
Oh man, I've been following this. This is such a funny fucking idea too. I love that you guys are doing like an offensive on purpose comedy show on 9/11.
We did this, great. So this is actually no offense too. It's at Wired Pub and Grill, 9:00 Saturday, September 11th. If you guys want to come, $8 cash at the door.
Next time you guys got to do one of these. You got to do like no offense, like 4 on Veterans Day or some shit.
Well, we did. So the last one we did, we had Ali Kareem headline.
Have Ali headline. I don't want to feed into that too much because Ali's done more shit for this fucking country than a lot of other fucks.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So like, but having Ali,
no, he was all over it.
Having Ali headline on a Veterans Day one would I mean, dude, listen, Ali's done more shit for the country than a lot of veterans have. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure. Ali is like, I was explaining to Mia what a fatwa is and how there's one on Ali's head, like for working with the United States government. And she's like, what? So he just can't go back to Iraq? I'm like, no. Like, if he's seen here, it's on site. Like, it's not a fucking joke. Dude could be
Yeah.
walking down the street in Denver. Like, that's the fucking gravity of the situation. I was like, why do you think I'm always strapped when I'm with Ali? It's like, there's a reason.
Yeah, all it takes is some agent to fucking be like, hi, my name's fucking John.
Just one guy's got to see him, dude. It's on site. Like, and everybody with him too. And they don't fucking care either.
And
Like,
Assad did that shit in South America against the Nazis, man. He just fucking flew over there like, hi, I'm fucking Juan. I'm gonna go fucking just assassinate this ex-Nazi. Like,
well, so here's the one of the comments we got, and I'm not gonna drop the name, but so I've had someone do some research, and he is actually connected to the local Antifa chapter. So I'm kind of hoping we get protested Saturday.
Dude, that'd be such great fucking publicity.
Oh,
man.
dude, I would love that. Like, so he said a bunch of ungroomed and unaccomplished dudes, bros with backwards sunglasses are going to say radically offensive shit to trigger whatever particular minority it is they're trying to bully in order to oppress the alpha males trademark they desperately want the approval of, but don't dare just open up and express real and genuine emotion like an actual human being who has been humbled at some point in their life. How special. That's all one sentence, by the way.
That's a lot of words, man.
I know. And I'm like, well, I mean, we've booked known white supremacists, Red Little and Monte Scott, obviously, on the show.
Monte Scott, the whitest fucking supremacist. In case you guys don't know, Monte Scott is a black guy.
So is Red Little.
Yeah.
So
I only know Monte. I don't think I've ever seen
Red Little is ridiculous.
I've done open mics at Monte before. He's a real cool guy.
He actually goes by Monty, but it's spelled Monte. But I'm like, yeah, you can look at him and tell he's not a white supremacist, right? Well, like, so it's, I mean, it's, dude, here's my thing, man. Anyone can be a fucking pussy from behind a keyboard. There's an address, there's a date, and there's a time. Show the fuck up and voice your concerns for $8. We're not letting you in if you don't pay. No exceptions.
Yeah, no
show the fuck up
and no tips.
Never tip. No, tip the bartenders because we want them to keep letting us come back. But yeah, I mean, you got an issue, show up and say something about it, man. Don't fucking act like a bitch from behind a computer screen. Like, I've looked a guy up. I trust you. I'm not worried about him. Trust me.
Yeah, as a rule of thumb, I never take anything seriously that I read on the internet. So.
No, I just think it's fun that we're getting. There were a couple others, and I'm like, dude, you don't have to fucking go. No one's gonna make you go. Have you ever heard about what Austin Anderson, one of the Omaha comedians, did when he went on like America's Got Talent or whatever? He went on there and did like a comedy bit and like a comedy thing there for like I don't know if it was America's Got Talent or one other kind of like show like that. Yeah.
But one of the judges called him the worst comedian in America.
Oh my God.
So he fucking uses that now. He for a little while he was using that on his like bills.
Oh, I would use the shit out of that.
Like the worst comedian in America on fucking,
I would absolutely use that.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome, dude.
I had one where I forgot exactly. I do use one of them in my bio, like for bills and shit. Or for billing shows, and it was this girl said, I don't have it right in front of me, so I can't remember it. But it was this girl that emailed a producer after the show and said, you know, it takes a lot to offend me, but he found the line and he jumped over it. And I was like, yes, he finds the line and he jumps over it. I'm selling that. That's on my fucking bill from now on.
He found the line and he jumped over it. What a good fucking quote.
What an advertisement she gave me. She had no idea. Whoever you are, I don't even remember what her name is, but thank you for that glowing endorsement of my stand-up. Like, I appreciate that. It's the kind of shit I need. Anyway, we got to wrap it up. I got to go to comedy. I got Machine Gun Kelly tomorrow, so I'm gonna be in the sun all fucking day.
Hell yeah, man! You think you're gonna be able to get backstage again?
We'll see how late it goes. I don't know. I'll be with Connor again, so maybe.
You won't have to take a picture with him this time.
I will not take a picture with him this time.
Yeah, you can just chill with him. Bro, you should go take up like some Dairy Queen or some shit.
Well, dude, no, it was like a matter when the first time I did it, it was like I just want a picture because no one's gonna fucking believe I was here.
Nobody's gonna believe you were with MGK.
Yeah. So I took the picture with me and him, and then I like snapped the one to the side where he was sitting there eating ramen, and I'm like, that way, like, people will know it wasn't photoshopped. Like, everyone's gonna know. Like, I couldn't have photoshopped him eating ramen noodles. Like,
yeah, bro, bring him like some fucking Wendy's or something like that, man. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you go backstage with some guy, his fucking show, he must say eat, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's a fucking, it's just, that'd be like, he'll be like, yo, dudes, Wendy's, fuck yeah.
For real. No, for real.
Now, is he doing like his pop punk shit, or is he doing like his rap stuff?
Supposedly he's gonna sing the whole pop punk album, but he'll probably do some rap shit too, because he asked what song people wanted to hear.
Some rap rock stuff.
Yeah.
You ever hear him do that cover of Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah.
Bulls on Parade, man.
It was good. It was good.
Let's hear him do that.
Yeah, he did. It wasn't Bulls on Parade. It was Sleep Now in the Fire. He did.
I heard him do Bulls.
Oh, he did Bulls on Parade live. Yeah, that's what it was.
I heard him do that after, because I heard that fucking one Florida rapper guy do that, and then I heard MGK do that. I love the Rage Against the Machine covers. So
yeah,
like, I'm like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah.
Well, there was I fucking went. So my favorite song he does that just gets the whole crowd just lit as fuck is "Bad Motherfucker." I don't know if you ever heard that song. That with Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Like that song, when that, like, he saves that for the end, because when that song comes on, people just lose it. Like, it's fucking great, man. Like, I love Bad Motherfucker, but I don't know, I'm just reading a Facebook comment. Some guy wrote me a book that I'm not reading all that. So that's like air, dude. These fucking here, let's do it. We'll do it, and then because I called Joe Biden
end the show.
fascist.
We'll end the show on the
This dude says, I didn't feel like fascism when I had to get my meningitis vaccine and top off all my boosters to go to college, or when I had to get a Hep C shot, among others, to work in a med aid, or even the tetanus shot to work in the warehouse. But I think you're right. This is the stick that's going to have me looking sideways at the Jews. And I just replied with a definition.
Sideways at the Jews? What?
I just replied with
dude, he fucking, that fucking drove off a cliff real
I know.
fucking fast.
I'm like, dude, like, your opinions on Jews have nothing to do with this, homie. Like, no, I replied with a picture of the fate of the dictionary definition of fascism, which is, I read that earlier on the show. Yes, I know the dictionary definition of fascism, although that's a bit of a weird one. What? I got whatever. Only capitalist countries can be fascist. China will be thrilled to hear it. But my original point was that one new vaccine requirement among the many everyone is already used to isn't what's going to push us into outright authoritarianism. And the point is evident, self-evidently correct.
These people that throw around fascism, like, don't understand that the original and like classical.
It's a merger of governments and corporations.
Yeah, it's basically just like the idea behind classical fascism is the only fucking role the government should be to regulate a business. And that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's just like I don't read. I don't give people the satisfactory. Like, dude, you said the best way. Let me tell y'all some shit, man, and we'll end it on this. The best way you can win an internet argument with someone who likes to type out long ass replies,
just make fun of them for being in a fucking third world country.
Well, just don't reply to them, because that eats at them, that they spent all this time typing out this well thought out argument, and you may have the perfect comeback and the perfect statistic or article or whatever to cite. Don't fucking reply, man. Nobody's going to think any more or less of you. And that eats at their fucking soul, because they're going to check that shit for the next 3 hours, seeing if you reply. Because they've thought out your counter arguments, and they got counter arguments, and they're going to reply to that shit. And they got 3 different ways they can go, and they're all ready to rock and roll. But you never replied. And that just ruined their whole fucking day, because that's all they got going is talking shit on Facebook.
We'll end the show on actually a positive fucking social media interaction, because I was on some page that like posts random facts.
It's one of Nick's white supremacy groups.
Hell yeah, dude.
The facts are, despite making up 13% of the population,
are fucking anti-Semitic fucking accusations. The facts.
Yeah, you see a fact on this. Despite making up 13% of the population.
The fact was something about it was something about the pop artist Lorde being able to see sounds, and it was like talking about this, like, it's like this condition where people like have blended senses, and they can see like sounds make colors, or something. And somebody like it was like somebody calling, like, saying it was bullshit or something, and then another guy being like, no, I have this, like, it's true. So I asked him, like, oh, so what sound or what color does a fart make when you hear it?
What did he say?
I don't think he replied. Man. I never got a reply.
It's got to be brown.
I was generally curious. Like, there's some people saying green. There were some people saying brown. I'm like, what color does a fart make?
Maybe green.
I think it's green. I think it's green. I think it's like lawn clippings green.
Well, hopefully by the next episode he's replied and you can update us.
We'll know what color a fart makes by the next episode. Hopefully. So yeah, there we go. Bread Circuses, colors of farts. That's how we're ending this real highbrow discussions.
All right, guys. Peace the fuck out.
Deuces, y'all.